Embrace the magic.
Greetings, fellow wizards. So I'm back with the Thorns build on Slormancer, which I've been having fun playing over the last week. And you can see here I have a fairly substantial amount of Thorns damage. The idea was that since I had a PoE 2 character that used Thorns, I was like, why not try this in Slormancer? And to my surprise, it actually works pretty well. And I'm basically going to show you how I was able to stack the Thorns and how it's progressing so far. We have here lots of points in toughness up to the point where you can get around 1.5k Thorns damage. Here you have some savagery for the multiplier on the Reaper damage and determination for mental, shadow, and light resist, which is very important because Thorns damage usually means you're gonna stand idle for a bit. As we will see later, from the Reaper sword we are using, standing idle gives us more Thorns damage reflected back, and here we have the Thorn Bite Primordial. I think I got it Primordial at level 95, and even though there are other Thorn weapons that you can use, this is probably the best one because not only does it give you a Thorn damage multiplier when you're idle for 0.5 seconds, you also get Thorn Bite Protection, which prevents incoming damage, and your Thorns damage increases according to your skill damage. So even though my skill damage is not that great, around 21k, this gets added to Thorns, and all this is used along with Woodstick and can generate up to over 2 million damage. As for gear, this is still a work in progress. I don't have nether gear yet, but I do recommend some legendaries, including this Spire Caller's Amulet, which basically drops a Thorns totem and deals Thorns damage around it every second, so very good. And I also recommend the Splintering Vine, which allows you to stack splintered stacks so that you can do more damage with your wood stick. So this is excellent single target damage. As you can also see, all my gear has Bagarth affinity because the Reaper sword is Bagarth, and usually some attribute that I need, as well as mastery in the skills I'm using. So now here in the Ancestral Legacy, what I picked up was basically this path here that allows me to create shield globes. And most importantly, I can stand idle with this Agent of Shield, since it attracts the shield globes to me. And how do I generate the shield globes? Well, I use this ability, the Aegis of Light. And what it does, it infuses both my shield crest and wood stick attacks with light, so that every time I enter a new room, I send out my shields, then they start generating all these shield globes for me, and I pull them towards me. And once I feel comfortable that I have enough shield globes that are constantly being generated, I can, stand idle or just start using the wood sticks to kill the tougher enemies. So yeah, my specialization is the Enduring Protector, so I am even more specialized in Thorns. I get armor bonuses and retaliation bonuses. Overall, it's the tanky specialization that works very well with this build. You also notice that when I block, I get extra Thorns damage and retaliation, so works perfectly. Heading to the wood stick, I have the Rose Stalk, which adds additional damage equal to 200% of my Thorns damage. So this is the reason why wood stick does so much damage if you have heavily invested in Thorns. And it's important to also get additional projectiles. I don't have a lot yet, but I did grab it as one of my free Ancestral Legacy. As for the quest shield, as you can see here, it's basically what generates all the shield globes, gives me block, and overall I just really like this skill. It's very good for large waves, very good for the forge, because it's constantly dealing damage and generating the shield globes basically. And it can also sustain itself because every time it damages an enemy, I believe it refreshes its duration. So sometimes you're like moving to another place and your shields are still rotating. So yeah, here's just an example of one of the early warlords that you can kill. And basically I go inside the room, start rotating my shields, trying to get those shield globes to generate, and then as well as, you know, recovering life whenever I'm losing life. And then as soon as most of the mobs are cleared, I will start focusing on the boss with the wood sticks. As you can see here, I'm already using the wood sticks on him, so it's doing quite a lot of damage. And then as soon as the mobs come back, I start using the shields again. Every so often I will use the Thorns totem and drop the light seal so I can attract the shield globes to me. Yeah, that's basically it. And that's usually how all my fights go. In the Nether Realm, I usually don't stand idle as much as the Forge, because there's a lot of negative effects that can occur at the same time, and if you stay too much in one place, well, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's been a blast playing this game. Hope this inspires you to make your own Slormancer build, whether it's a Thorns build or not. There are certainly many ways that you can build in this game. Even you can use other weapons with Thorns. For example, when I was leveling up, I was actually using the gold-plated Primordial Sword, which gives you more Thorns damage. Not as much, but it also gives you a damage reduction ability. You also have the Sword of the Great Shaman, and this is very good for dropping totems, which cast your wood sticks around it, and you can activate these totems. So these are just like examples of how you can build around a central theme like Thorns, but use it in different ways. So kudos to Slormancer for all the build variety, and yeah, it's been fun. I wish there was a bit more variety to the enemies and to the type of endgame you have, but it's a fun grind at the very least. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Take care.
Thank you for watching, fellow wizard, and may magic be with you.